Jim, the big news that comes out of this first Nitro, of course, is that Lex Luger is going to make a surprise appearance. And this is significant because the night before, Luger was on a WWF house show in New Brunswick, Canada. Vince was apparently under the impression that he and Luger had reached a verbal agreement, and Luger made the jump without telling anybody in the WWF office. So that kicked off Nitro in a really huge way. Jim, did you feel like Lex Luger coming in was a pretty big get for WCW at this time?
Well, I definitely saw it as a, concern. I wouldn't say a threat, but I would say, because, they pushed him so hard with the USA gimmick up in WWF. They brought him in on a helicopter, landed him on the aircraft carrier, slam Yoko.
Yep.
I mean, how much, how much more hit Vince with a bedpan? I mean, sooner or later, you're going to get over it if you do stuff like that, right? Yep. But they pushed him so strong. But I've always been confident in my ability to entertain the folks, and the character is who I am. So him coming in, I could see he would. I was more towards the twilight. I think I could see I was kind of moving out, but I was still hanging on.
Now, Jim, I know that wrestling is a business where it's every man for himself. But that being said, working a house show one night for the WWF and then jumping to a huge debut TV show for the competition the next night, it's pretty stiff. Jim, what do you make of doing that kind of thing in wrestling? Is it something you would have ever done?
I can never judge like that to say something I would never do.
Mm-hmm.
When I gave my note, I'm old school. I gave my notice to Bill Watts there in Mid-South. I did jobs on the way out. I did 2 weeks worth of jobs. Got beat every night. Bing and a bing and a bing. When Stone Cold left WCW, he was supposed to do the job for me, and he pulled that 30-second fiasco where he hurt his knee. He didn't really want to do it. Didn't do the job properly.
Yep.
And then. So this is just the evolution of doing that. Now you just don't do shit, just leave. And those telling, they probably threw a whole truckload of money at Luger to have him do that. But and I don't know what if the shoe was on the other foot, I think Vince would screw him without thinking about it. So
that's it too.
It's a cutthroat backstab business. So don't ever say you'd never do something. Yeah.
Right.
I think Vince would screw you in a minute.
I think most guys know, and it's kind of a thing that I've learned in wrestling is that like a lot of guys, it's always the boys versus the promoter. Fuck the promoter. We're one of the boys. I'm doing this for me and my family, and it's that kind of mentality. So it's like you kind of know, as you said, that Vince, if he had the opportunity to make money by cutting you or making sure that you don't get paid, he'd probably do it. I don't know. If you got a big money offer from WCW to just make the jump, it would be probably pretty hard to say no to that.
It'd be hard to say no, but you might give Vince the opportunity to match it.
Yeah, that's true. You could leverage it.
Yeah, instead of just. But I think I think Luger's home was in WCW. He was an Atlanta guy. I think he wanted to be down that way. I don't think he probably liked WWF.
And who doesn't want to?
I don't know the guy very well at all, I'll tell you the truth. I don't think he enjoyed being up at F as much as he worked for WCW.
And who doesn't want a lighter schedule, which is what you get when you went to WCW?
Of course, that's what I mean. Yeah, it was a different atmosphere in WWF.